Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I bought more luxury lipsticks? Okay, I know. You're like, wait, what? So I'll link for you here in the description box down below the other video I did recently where I was trying on a ton of luxury lipsticks. And I've mentioned several times that I'm working on a series, but before I even start recording that, I need to make sure that I've tried everything multiple times and have copious notes to tell you about it. And I thought I want to make sure that I try as many as catch my interest. Now, there will be some luxury brands out there that I maybe only have one from and not like one of everything. And there will definitely be some brands out there that I'm just like, not for me. And I think that's okay. I think you have to know what interests you before you make a big time investment, because a luxury lipstick, they're just getting more and more expensive every day. Every single day. All right, so the first one I'm going to try on for you is this new Rouge Dior. So I have some of the Rouge Diors that come in the old packaging. The new packaging has this beautiful silver top here. When you take it apart, it has this detail here. And the old ones just have it in the band and the silver CD on top. These are refillable, which I like, as are the new ones. I like that a lot, but I feel like the packaging here is a little bit heavier, and guess what now? It's magnetic. That's one of the differences that I've noticed that I like a lot. One thing that you do want to know is one of the old cartridge refills will fit in here, which means if you have the old packaging and you don't want to spend, they used to be $45, guess what? They're $49 now. So if you don't want to spend the $49 on getting a new one of these, you can get one of the refill cartridges and it will fit into your old Christian Dior packaging. But I'm going to put the new one back together because I haven't tried it on yet. The other thing that I found really interesting in the update is I said that they reformulated these. They reformulated their velvet matte formula as well as their satin formula. And I have a couple of velvet mattes and a satin. I do like those formulas, but those were the old $45, it's terrible to say, the old $45 lipsticks. These new ones are the ones that I want to see if they feel the same as their previous counterparts. Oh, isn't she pretty? This first shade here is the satin formula, and this is the shade 720 Icon, or in English, Icon. I'm not a French speaker, so if I get some of these wrong, I hope you'll understand. But I just took off the lip balm. I had exfoliated my lips, had a lip balm on, just to make sure that my lips were in good condition. This is a great color. It feels like it could be like a bold color without being a red. Okay, this has a great mouthfeel to it. When I'm talking about mouthfeel, I'm talking about the way it feels on my lips. First of all, it feels hydrating. It also has a nice slip to it. And I don't want you to worry when I say slip, because sometimes you hear slip and you think it's too emollient, it's slidey. It's not. It has a nice kind of slightly cushy feel, but it's not heavy. It feels very comfortable on the lips. This shade though, this is the sort of shade that I like having for the days when I need just like a little bit more color to my face, but it's not a red lipstick sort of day. Something that has just a little bit more depth to it. This is really nice. I feel like this feels very similar to the previous satin formula. It is scented. A lot of people are asking, which lipsticks are scented. This one definitely is scented, and it has kind of like, I don't know, this is not a scent I ever find any place outside of luxury makeup. That slight floral powdery scent, and each company has a different take on it. But yeah, this is definitely a scented lipstick. I smell it most when I'm applying it, and now I can't smell it anymore. But if you have a very sensitive nose or don't deal well with scented products, you would not like this. But this color, the way that it feels on the lips, and I feel like with just the right lip liner, this would be smashing. But I'm gonna have to wear it, a couple days, write some notes, tell you how it goes, and then I'll check back with you, but I like this one. I did happen to pick up one of the velvets. This is the new reformulated velvet in this new packaging. This is the shade 724 Tendresse. It's interesting. It's hard to see here, but if you were to look at it up close, and maybe what I'll do is I'll insert a photo of it from like the Dior website. It has a little bit of a texture to it. If you've ever seen the velvet texture of the Lisa Eldridge Velvet lipsticks, it's not exactly that, but it looks like there's texture on the bullet. It's not just a sleek, perfect, smooth bullet. And I think that's interesting. And it also does say Dior right here on the front, but let's put it on and see what it feels like. Okay, this one, it feels creamy, but it's a matte. But the application, it's kind of weird because it feels like I'm putting on a cream lipstick. I like this color. I also like the feel of the formula. As I'm pressing my lips together, one thing that's interesting, it's been on for a couple of minutes and I wanted to wait a while. It's probably been like 2 or 3 minutes because there are some matte formulas that dry down. And when they dry down, they tend to kind of get a little bit of a tacky feel to them. This is not doing that. So this is not going to be like your indelible lipstick. I don't mind that because this feels still, it feels creamy. But it feels like there's a little bit of a silicone-y slip to it. Not in a bad way, but it feels like it, I don't know, I don't feel like, even though it is matte, it's not accentuating the texture on my lips, and I'm 49. I also like this color, and I can see like here in person under these lights, it's a pink leaning nude, or a nude with a hint of pink in it. And then if I'm looking on my monitor over here, and I don't know if this is true until I edit it, it looks like it's a little bit warmer. But this is one of those, if you like a nude with a little bit of a pink lean, you might really like this. And this is a sort of lipstick like the other one in, what was it, Econ, which I think would be really great for a day when you want a little bit more color, but not too much. I like the way this feels. And after several minutes, I like that I'm not having problems with like losing color here. It doesn't feel like it's building up on itself. Because the Dior Transfer Proof, the one that sets down, it's supposed to be 16-hour wear. That one creates like a little ridge on the inside of where my lips touch. And then when I press my lips together, because it has that slight tacky dry down to it, sometimes color lifts from small patches and sticks to others. I don't really like it, but I feel like this feels slightly different than the previous velvet formula. The previous velvet formula didn't feel quite as hydrating as this. But I don't know, I'll have to see how it wears, but I love the way it feels. It feels really comfortable. And I feel like anytime you make a lipstick more comfortable, I'm hoping it still wears really well and it doesn't end up looking dry or making my lips look more shriveled, because I love a matte lip, but I also want my lips to look full and plump, and anything that's gonna dry them out is a no-go. But this, so far, this is beautiful. I had to get another Tom Ford lipstick. Okay, so I have one of the satins. This is one of the mattes, and this is the shade 100. I hope this isn't too like warm. I don't know. This is a very different feel. This has a little bit, it almost like a slight sweet, maybe like a vanilla scent to it. It's so very, very slight. I only feel like I can smell it when I have the bullet like close to my nose. Okay, so I do like this color. It's got more of the rustiness to it and less of like the orangey or the yellow to it. I'll have to see how this wears, because I could definitely see myself, because of the comfort level, picking up more of the satin shades if I was gonna buy another Tom Ford lipstick. But it all depends on how this wears. I like this color. I think the color is nice. This was kind of like the lightest nude, and the shades I saw, the promo photos, made it look a little bit more nude and almost neutral and not quite as warm as this. That's okay. This feels creamy as well. It felt a little stiff going on, but it could have been. Every time you try a new lipstick on for the first time, it's kind of like you have to break through that top seal. And I feel like after I do it, oh, I just got on my teeth. I feel like it glides nicely. And it does have the feeling of kind of like a cream lipstick. But I'm curious to see whether this formula wears well for the long term, or whether it kind of dries my lips out a little bit. And remember, this one is $10 more expensive than the Dior ones. These are $59. They're spency. These are some spency lipsticks, but this one's nice. So this next lipstick, I bought on an impulse after doing my last video, and it was, because first of all, it was the least expensive, and I had some points from Macy's that I needed to use. So this lipstick did not cost me, it's $26. And this is the Airy Gel lipstick from Shiseido. I got one kind of like in a mauve tone that I really like, but I wanted a red. So this one here is Cold Code Red. But the thing that is so miraculous about this is on application, it feels like it's just like gliding, like it's so glidey. I don't know, but it does have a dry down that I didn't notice last time when I was doing a try on because I didn't wear it long enough. Let me put this on. Oh, you see, I feel like I'm losing control. It's so glidey. Okay, so I love this color. Here's what I've learned. If this lipstick performs the way the other mauve one does in this formula, it is gonna dry down. It's not gonna stay shiny and glossy like this. And this really glidey feeling is gonna go away. It does kind of have that ever so slightly, not as much as the Dior Transfer Proof, but it does have a little bit of tact to it when it does dry down. But I think that for $26, I don't know, I kind of like it. I'm glad to have it in a red, and I see that my lips are not even here. My Cupid's bow is not quite the same on both sides. I feel like this is the sort, I just feel like I'm making it worse. This is the sort of lipstick, I definitely am, that would be best for me with a lip liner. Pretty though. I really like this one. I'm glad I picked it up, but we'll see when it comes down to like evaluating all of these lipsticks, whether this one's worth it. All right, when I found out that Prada was coming to Sephora, guess who ordered 2 lipsticks lickety split? Right here. All right, so I got one of each formula. This is the soft matte. The soft matte has this all like silver packaging. The hyper matte has like this gold center, but the packaging is stunning. It feels really weighty. This is one of those like the Tom Ford, like you don't want to chuck these at anybody because they be heavy. I feel like these Dior, these repackaging of the Dior, they're a little, not much, they're a little bit weightier than their old counterparts, but I feel like you're really getting into the heft with the Tom Ford and these Dior. I feel like Tom Ford's just a little bit heavier, but this packaging is stellar. The other thing I like here is that we have a magnetic closure. So we've got the magnetic closure on the Dior and on this. There's an interesting kind of, I don't know if I'm smelling a smell. I'm gonna have to try it on. This is the soft matte shade in Tiepolo. I think that this little triangle situation here might make it harder to apply. We'll have to see. The idea is that this makes it easy to apply like into the Cupid's bow and stuff, but what happens when those corners wear down? Like, that's only gonna last for so long before this is gonna be an oddly shaped lipstick, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure that out. Okay. Oh yeah, it is kind of weird. That little surface is tiny. Another refillable package, which I really like. I know that a lot of brands are starting to make packaging refillable, which I really appreciate. It makes, you know, getting another one of these lipsticks less expensive. Look, I just put my fingernail right in it. Ah! Okay, well, whatever. This does have a slight scent to it. It's not very heavy. I would say that it kind of smells mostly like lipstick, but there might be a hint of a floral to it. This shade in Tiepolo I think is really pretty. It's kind of like a soft, almost baby pink, but it's kind of like my lips, but slightly paler. I feel like the formula on them, it feels really creamy. And I like that it's not too heavy or too much. I feel like I might like it better if it was kind of thinned out. I just kept like going over and over. I over applied. I think the idea of this lipstick is that it's supposed to be sheer and you're supposed to see your natural lip through. And if the edges get blurred, it's no big deal because it's not a super pigmented lipstick. I think that is kind of like the idea of this. The hyper matte is one that's supposed to be like pigment in one swipe. And I'm always like, well, I will be the judge of that. But this feels really good right now on the lips. And I feel like I'm getting really good nude shades. I'm always kind of like crossing my fingers, let it turn out good, let it turn out good. But let's try on the other one. Here is the Hyper Matte. This one is in the shade Fuoco. It's a beautiful red. Oh, I can't wait. I'm kind of worried that this little triangle situation here is not going to be as helpful as they say it's going to be, because I struggled with the other one. I think that might just be a learning curve for like a different shaped bullet. That is kind of like a lot of pigment though. Oh, hello. I feel like the last time I pulled out a red lipstick that kind of gave me these sorts of feels was the R22 from Valentino. Oh, that one, I wore that one for birthday dinner last night. And I was just like, I want to feel fabulous. So I threw on like my new favorite red lipstick, and it's so nice. Anyway, this one, stunning. This shade is incredible. I did struggle a little bit. I do feel like, I know that the triangle is kind of like the Prada symbol. It's worked into their logo, but I feel like this is, I know it's not going to be there forever. This edge is going to wear down, but I feel like not having like a super sharp Cupid's bow anymore, trying to get this up in there to like soften out the edges, I had to be really careful how I was applying. And I'm hoping that application for this shape of bullet gets easier. As I use it more often, the learning curve will be easier. But man, 10 out of 10 for packaging. Packaging is stunning. And I like that when I'm holding it, I feel like I'm holding it on this square area. And it reminds me of, and this is really going to show my age, when I was a grade school student, they used to have those little triangular kind of squishy wedges that they would put on your pencils to help you learn how to hold your pencil right. I feel like I'm dealing with something very similar here, and I definitely have it as I'm putting it on, and kind of like that pencil grip, which is interesting to me. And it feels, just because it's so like square, I don't know. It's interesting. I really like this. Man, I don't feel like there's a dud in the bunch. I forgot to do swatches for you. I feel like a bad YouTuber. All right, let's take a look at these. This right here is the new Velvet Matte from Dior in Tendresse. This one here is the satin called Econ. This is the Tom Ford in 100. This is another matte formula. This is the Shiseido in the shade Code Red. This right here is the soft matte from Gucci in Tiepolo. And this one, look, I mean, look at that pigment. That's what I'm wearing right now. This one here is called Fuoco. And I was just like, wow, these are all beautiful lipsticks. I like how this one here is so kind of like beigey nothing. This is gonna be like the perfect lip to wear with any look, but especially like a really smoky, kind of vampy, heavy eye makeup look. These two here are just screaming like everyday, and this is kind of like statement nude. Also another statement color. You know I love a red lip. I'm trying to tell myself not to get reds in everything, because although you can wear red every day, I find that I don't. And I like having a variety of finishes and a variety of shades, warmer, cooler. And I feel like this right here is really great. Here's where I tell you I'm still waiting on some lipsticks. I picked up a Sicily lipstick. I picked up an Hermes lipstick. I picked up a Byredo lipstick. And I have half of my, oops, upside down, Carolina Herrera. This is just the actual lipstick component, but the cap is sold separately, like the ones from Guerlain that are like this, where you buy this and you also buy this. So I'm waiting for the rest of these things. And then after that, I've just told myself, no more lipsticks. No more lipsticks for a very, very long time. But I'm definitely, this week, I'm going to be putting all of these through their paces. My goal is to wear these, make notes on them, and then, you know, keep that for my upcoming video series of luxury lipsticks. Thank you so much for watching today. It's always fun for me to dive into what is my favorite makeup item, which is lipstick. And the minute you make it bougie luxury lipsticks, I'm so happy. But here's the deal, is I don't want you to feel like you have to go out and buy as many luxury lipsticks as I have, because my goal is to kind of be your guinea pig, you know? I'll be your lab rat. I will try them all on. I will report back to you and let you know, okay, prices are going up. We're paying, you know, $50, $60, $70 for a lipstick. Which ones are worth it? Because I'm sad to say that sometimes an affordable formula, a drugstore formula, will be just as good. Now, the one thing I will tell you is I feel like luxury almost always accomplishes better than affordable in the packaging department. because like the minute you give me magnetic closure, the minute you give me that heft and the weight and like the detail, it's so beautiful. They're beautiful. They're like little works of art. They make me want to pull them out. That's the one thing that I feel that a luxury lipstick doesn't just deliver on product, like what's in the tube, but also like every time you look at it, it's just like, oh man, that's sleek. Ooh, that's beautiful. And that's kind of part of the, I think the whole aesthetic is they're trying to make sure that the whole thing is an experience. The weight, the closure, the color, the shape of the bullet, things that are different. They're trying to carve out a niche for themselves in this really oversaturated lip space and probably makeup in general. So I'm going to definitely take the time to wear these, put these through their paces this week, and make notes so that I can start compiling. Now here's where I tell you, I already have lipsticks from Gucci. I have ones from Valentino, Charlotte Tilbury, Lisa Eldridge. I'm looking through the rest of my collection here. I have a lot of other Dior lipsticks. I have a ton of YSL lipsticks. I have some Givenchy lipsticks. So my goal is to kind of gather everything together and, you know, then start doing a series based. And I haven't decided yet. Tell me what you're interested in. Do you want the series based on color? Do you want it based on finish, like all the mattes together, all the satins together, all the glossies together? Or are you looking for something based on, let's go by brand. Let's do all the Gucci lipsticks I have, all the Dior lipsticks I have. Tell me how you want it grouped and I'll do my best to do that. But I'm really excited with the new lipsticks I picked up and this most recent little haul of 6 here. I think they're really quite lovely. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your favorite lipstick is. It doesn't have to be luxury. It could be any brand at all, affordable to like prices I'm not willing to pay for the Bouge Rouge. I know there's more out there that are just like, what? And I would definitely love to know if you have a category, like a shade category. Do you always go for something that's light and sheer? Are you kind of like a full pigment sort of person? Or do you stay more in the pinks or the nudes or the reds? Tell me what your lipstick preferences are and your favorite lipstick in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day and I will see you again soon.